want to thank the people at Top Blitz Productions for sponsoring this video, and I do have a little bit of a gift for you, a giveaway for a PlayStation 5 and Xbox access code to the game. All you have to do to join the giveaway is like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord. Once you join the Discord, you will see that there is a tab for the giveaway section. All you have to do is just join right there. That being said, this is a very fun game, but it's very difficult as well. It doesn't hold your hands. You do have to be nitpicky about looking for every single thing that you have to do, that you need to do, to understand what is it that you have to do. I have been having a blast playing this game, but I do understand that there's a lot of things here that you are going to need assistance. So I managed to put up a list of the things that I wish that I knew before playing the game, so that my experience was a little bit better with this game. That being said, with this video you're going to just become a pro and start building your medieval dynasty right there. Let's get right to it. The first thing that you need to know about this game is that you need to understand the gameplay loop. The game is called Medieval Dynasty, and that is what you have to do essentially. This is a medieval town builder where you have to manage the economy. It's basically a medieval simulator where you can decide what is it that you have to do, what is it that you can do to make your village thrive. I would like to think that there's a Triforce on the overall gameplay loop in here, in managing your village. There's first and foremost, you're going to need resources for crafting, like a survival game. Then there's the reputation system that allows you to have villagers in your village. They will allow you in gathering such resources and henceforth making more money for the village, for everyone to be able to survive that much better and making the village bigger. To gain reputation, you need to perform side quests. Usually, if you enter into the inspector mode, you are going to see the people in the villages, the established already villages that are not your own. Who is it that needs help? Consequently, you can also go to the notice boards and pick up the quests right here. They expire each season, so make sure that you do all of your quests, because the more villagers that you have in your village, the more reputation you are going to need to be able to recruit more villagers. Final thing revolves around money. Regardless of your profession, regardless of what is it that you do to make money, which there's many ways to do so, this is, like I said, a medieval simulator. You get out of the real life and get stressed about paying taxes into playing a game that you're going to be stressed because you need to pay the taxes inside of the game next year. That is the overall gameplay loop. Now, it's very important as well that you understand the game settings, and these are here to help you, to assist you. In your first experience, the game is never going to hold your hands. You have to figure out things by yourself. So these options are here to tailor your gameplay experience. Remember that if you don't pay the taxes on time, that's game over. That's how you lose the game. So you can decide how many taxes do you have to pay, how many taxes do you not have to pay. There's not like any kind of reward or like any restriction when it comes to dying. If you die, nothing happens, so might as well just choose the unlimited HP, or for example the unlimited stamina, which I do have active right here. The default options are going to determine a little bit more of realistic experience, but there's many things in here that, for example, people don't like. There's people that don't like survivals because they don't like the hunger or the thirst mechanic. I think that the carry weight, it's kind of an inconvenience, something that to annoy you in here more than anything, that is going to sluggish everything in this gameplay. There's many options that you can toy around in here, and be sure that you tailor them. You can change them in gameplay as well, but tailor them to your tastes so that you can build your village at your leisure, which at the end of the day, that is what this game is for, building a village. Now, my advice is that before you actually start playing, take some time to explore the world. Take your first year to explore the world in here. The place where you're going to build your village is going to be the ultimate place where you're always going to be. There's many landscapes in this game, beautiful landscapes that you can see in the distance, and exploring the world is not only going to allow you to have a beautiful place to settle down in your village, but it's also going to allow you what kind of animals, wildlife do you have in different places, so that you can actually decide where are you going to be, which things are going to be closest to you, but also exploring the world. Sometimes you will find wagons or things that you can gather to increase your money, and before you actually start establishing yourself, you do need to have some kind of base money if you don't want to die to taxes. So take the first year to explore the entirety of the world so that you can decide finally where are you going to establish yourself. The worst thing that can happen to you is that, for example, while you're exploring, now that you have been established, you found out that there's a better location to establish the village, something that you like better as a landscape, and at the end of the day you have already established yourself, for example, in that corner right there, but then you might not finally manage to see something beautiful on the distance to that different place. And yes, there's many different places and vistas that are going to take a part on the visual cosmetic flavor of your eyes when you're settling down. Wait until everyone has gone to sleep so that you can go into a stealing rampage. Do this as soon as you start the game. Usually, more often than not, the things that you're going to find in the houses are going to be tools that you are going to need all throughout the rendition of your playthrough. Not only that, but you can get really rich so that you can establish your first year with a little bit of money before you actually start hiring villagers to establish your dynasty. The items that you purchase, the items that you stole from a village, a different village is going to purchase them. And don't worry about, do not remember where did you steal that one or that other thing, because usually the items that a merchant is not going to buy are going to be grayed out. But the items labeled in red, different merchants and different villages are going to sell them, so it's really easy to sell all of the items that you don't need that you stole from the villages on your stealing rampage. Choose your first profession wisely. Let me give you an example of what is it that I did, because your first profession is going to determine how much money are you going to have at the end of the year, and how much are you going to establish your village, how much are you going to help to establish your village, because establishing your village is going to be an investment as well. So first I was a hunter, and I began hunting for smaller game like rabbits or pigeons, things like that. I sold the meat, I sold the pelts, I sold the skins. That allowed me to purchase better tools, better arrows, the best possible bows. And just by being a hunter, I was able to pay all of my taxes for all my villagers. Every single little thing extra that I want to do, I was able to purchase it because I had enough money because of my first profession. So the first trade that you need to learn in this game, compel yourself to it and make money out of it before you start branching into something different. How do I recruit villagers now that I have established something, now that I have money and that I do want to establish my dynasty? Usually when you open your compass around town and then you'll get acquainted to where are they going to be most of the time, which is more often than not the same place, you will see that icon on the compass, and this is where you're going to be able to recruit villagers. Like I said, they require reputation, so you do have to be doing side quests as well. Once you have them here, look at the traits, the characteristics, the features that they have, and decide whether or not you want to have that villager for your village or not. For example, he's a farmer. Very interesting, I actually do want to have one of those. On the other hand, she is a crafter, so it's very useful as well. Later on, you're going to want to branch out into something different than your usual profession that you initially started with. Money is going to be very useful because sometimes different professions are going to require certain crafting tools that you don't have because that was not your initial profession, so you need to learn them. Use the money to get all of those things that you don't have the materials for, that you don't yet have the crafting materials for, so that you can start getting money out of that as well. Because like I said, sometimes you're going to be requiring materials that you are not going to initially have, and usually, more often than not, the basic crafting materials that take a little bit of time and effort to produce them are going to be very cheap, and then you can later on use them to produce something different that is going to yield you more money, and that you already have established profession that you can help yourself with the money that you earn from there to branch out into something different. Now that you already have villagers, you are going to need to sustain them. Villagers are going to be needing simple things in life, really. They need a roof above their heads. once you have your villager established in their home, you want to have things on the chests at all times. That is going to be food. Any type of food is going to work just fine. Just better food is going to keep them happier, which in return they are going to work harder. Then yeah, you're going to need firewood. This is especially useful during winter. And then water. These are all materials that you can get out there really easily, and you don't really have to struggle that much, but just make sure that every family has in their house these materials right here. Management is a little bit tricky. You have to actually get your workers to do what you want them to do, and you have to be very specific about the commands that you are going to give them. There's a whole bunch of commands in here, but once you open the management, for example, let's go to our lumberjack right here, then we open up the woodshed, and then on the woodshed we want to actually enter into our woodshed right here for our lumberjack, and then manage the assignments that we have right here. Then, once you have this open, you will see down here that it says open details, but you have to hold the button. So there's a lot of managing and navigating in here that you do actually want to manage and try to get accustomed to, and try to get familiar with all of these inputs, because sometimes it is going to be time consuming. So you will see this right here that you can see the edit the assignments. You can just add any, my advice is that you just place them all of this right here, because later on you're also going to need to manage how hard are they going to work on that assignments or not. Here you have a little tab that it says intensity. So for example, if I want this villager to be crafting logs right there, I can lower the intensity, and you actually do have to set up the intensity, the work intensity right here, so that I also want firewood, because this is, like I said, very important for my villagers. I do need to set all of these things right here. This is paused, but I advise, like I said, that this is always a task so that you can easily manage in here. You also have to go physically directly to the place that they are working to make sure that they have the proper working tools that they need. In the case of these guys right here, they need axes. It's a very difficult to master game, but it's very fun to play, and once you have established a village and once you you get everything going, you can do so much stuff in here, and it's just so fun to manage a village. Anyways, if you like the content, select the very super appreciated, and I will tell you that you're a gorgeous and beautiful person, you're indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Have a lovely day and goodbye.